But this has to be practiced in practice and in training. You have to learn how to have those good, crappy days when things aren't going well. Embrace those days. Don't go to the perspective of, well, tomorrow this will be better. No, work through it, because as you work through it, that's going to build your confidence. About 8 years ago, I was invited up to Stanford University. A friend of mine, Glenn Alba, who was teaching at the University of Pacific, invited me up there. There were 7 sports psych consultants. There were some football coaches. There were some heart surgeons, some musicians, and there were 2 astronauts. And we talked about performance. And one of the things that really stood out for me was when the astronauts talked, one of the things they mentioned was, they said, when they go up in space, 1 out of 3 astronauts is deathly car sick, to the point where they're disorientated, may even be vomiting, but they still have to perform their missions. This sensation, this disorientation lasts for up to 3 days, but the first 3 days of the mission are where very important assignments have to be executed. And all they talked about was how be prepared for adversity, be ready to deal with it. They didn't sit down and just go om and think positive thoughts and use positive imagery. They did that, but more importantly, they practiced dealing with adversity. A wonderful movie is Apollo 13, and you'll see one of the astronauts in that movie is sick a lot of the early stages of the mission. And sometimes I show that video to athletes. So this idea of learning to be comfortable, being uncomfortable, embrace it instead of being afraid of it and shocked by it. Because the key becomes having something to go to when adversity hits. And is adversity going to hit? Definitely. Why are you surprised? You're playing against the top level performers. The key becomes learning to take a blow, absorb a blow, and give a jab. Not a roundhouse, not a knockout punch, a jab. Let them know you're alive. That's the something to go to. And the something to go to, you got your coaches that have worked with you. You got your teammates. Go to your teammates. And this is why very often in soccer, basketball, field hockey, what happens when the teams break down? The communication shuts down. The feet stop moving. People go internal. Get that energy going out to teammates, out to the ball. Keep the energy going out. So you got your coach, you got your teammates. And what do your coaches have you do every day that drives you nuts? They work the basic fundamentals. The basic fundamentals, day in and day out. In softball, you take ground balls every day. You make throws every day. You swing the bat every day. You've got to work your mental skills just like that. You've got to work them day in and day out. So besides the fundamentals, those basic skills, then you have the mental skills. Your ability to concentrate, your ability to deal with distractions, your ability to prepare, or as we say, prepare to get yourself ready. So when you walk through the door to that gym, you're making a commitment to that day's practice. You're ready to get after things. These things must be practiced. The skills must be practiced because mental skills are just like physical skills. They have to be practiced, refined, developed so that they become yours and you can go to them when adversity hits. And as I said before, adversity will be hitting. Will you be uncomfortable? Definitely. Don't be surprised by it. So, in terms of that, 2 big things that I really want to talk about in relation to that are the ability for us to remain in control of ourselves as we go through this so that we can regulate ourselves, bring our energy level up when we need to, calm ourselves down when we need to, and also the way that we prepare ourselves to perform. As I mentioned, the athlete stepping in the gym for practice. Are you there? Don't step into the gym till you're ready, that you're bringing that passion, that commitment that we talked about earlier, and that focus. Because when I step over that line, I am here, I am present, I am ready.